Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Alan Simberg, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what to expect during the first 30 days of your recovery. There are challenges that occur, and those challenges usually are within the emotional, physical, or mental areas of your life. In terms of physical challenges, whatever challenges of that type that you experience depends on what it is you might be withdrawing from. So, for example, if you're withdrawing from heroin, which obviously, if you're in recovery, hopefully you've gone through the detox already, but you still might experience some of the flu-like symptoms, the body aches, the chills. And in terms of the mental challenges, regardless of what it is that you were using when you were active in your addiction, the mental challenges, you might have some trouble focusing, concentrating, maybe trouble making decisions. And whenever you have any of those withdrawal symptoms, or let's say maybe a better way of saying that, continuing some of the withdrawal symptoms, there are ways to manage them. I also want to mention certain emotional challenges that you might experience. So, for example, irritability, depression. There are several different types of symptoms that you can experience during your first 30 days in recovery. The important thing is not to become discouraged. Know and actually experience that as the days pass, those symptoms will decrease in intensity and frequency. So, question might come to your mind. So, what do I do when I have these withdrawal symptoms? How do I manage them? Well, one of the most important things to do is to maintain and or develop healthy routines, which basically would include exercising, eating foods that are truly healthy, and not going long periods of time without eating, and developing routines that provide you with satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment. So, one example might be if you're going to be either continuing or starting an exercise routine, have certain short term goals and give yourself credit for when you accomplish those goals. In terms of your work life, again, identify short-term goals of the tasks that you want to accomplish and give yourself credit once you've accomplished them. And maybe even thinking about family life or relationships, have a routine in terms of interactions and activities that are not overly demanding. Because during the first 30 days of your recovery, you might experience fatigue, or you might become easily fatigued within a short period of time. In order to anticipate that and minimize the potential of that happening or the extent to which it will affect you, don't plan to be involved in activities or interactions that would demand a lot of attention or a lot of physical stamina. Develop all those slowly. As they say, one step at a time. And finally, what's also important, actually, what I'm about to say is important throughout your entire recovery, but it's especially important during the early phases of your recovery. Develop and maintain a strong support system. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, you can't recover alone. You need support, whether it means going to 12-step meetings, smart recovery meetings. If you are a spiritual person, maybe going to your place of worship, maintain those support systems. Even include friendships. Friendships. Maybe you have a close relationship with people in your family. When you need help, ask for it. And do your best. If at first you feel yourself resisting what somebody might be suggesting to you, give yourself a chance to think about it. Because it wouldn't be unusual that you may not want to necessarily accept everything that somebody would recommend to you, but that wouldn't necessarily mean that what they're recommending would not be helpful to you. And as I've said in my other videos, and of course, this definitely applies during early recovery, don't ever give up. It can be easy to give up if you feel that what you're experiencing might be too difficult for you. But again, keeping in mind the frequency and intensity of what you might be experiencing in your emotional, mental, and physical areas of your life, the frequency and the intensity does decrease. Remind yourself of that and give yourself credit for everything that you've accomplished at each point during your recovery journey. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about how you can find purpose in your recovery journey.